things can go on with specific ways. Specific ways with some specific taste, experience. It's okay. Gaur Hari Bol. Any particular question? So beneficial for everybody. Beneficial for everyone, not only for devotees, but also for ordinary people. Gaur Hari. Good. It's a wonderful source of queries.
When I try to surrender 100%, I'm not successful. And then I have to go for a walk or make something like. I find out also I like some people who are not here. I meet many people who are just interested without being devotees, and I don't kind of. And then I feel bad because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that to associate with non-devotee involves lion. My life also gives me necessity to live also like my material life, not only the spiritual one. Of course, in a very regulated way. If there's anything you would like to say about it?
The other day, I discussed the similar context in Berlin also. Hare Krishna. Definitely a good question, very practical one. See, I remember Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj often pointed out, expressed, reminded us, religion is proper adjustment. The life of religion, life of religious practices, also meaning proper adjustment with the environment I'm living with, okay, and also many other aspects of my spiritual life, life of spiritual cultivations, devotional cultivations. He means proper adjustment. Do adjustment, but proper way. So, it's very, very important to understand. So, answering precisely to your second part, the second part of your query, we are also making some adjustment. Right now, we made little adjustment. Happens according to time, place, situation. So, again, I repeat, Guru Maharaj mentioned, he mentioned about proper adjustment according to the time, place, situations I am living with, my own individual, habits and abilities, my physical, mental abilities. So proper adjustment means making it in a proper way without excuses, without wrong compromises. Sometimes we can take different types of wrong compromises as adjustment. It's not that. Adjustment is considered, is spoken in another term as harmony, harmonizing. A newer adjustment coming. Another newer adjustment. Oh, you are engaged in service. I am the one not adjusting properly. Sometimes this way, sometimes that.
No, the phone was not. It was the adjusting.
So, so you can adjust. Proper adjustment means never any wrong compromise. Although often certain of the wrong compromises look like adjustment, but it's not so. Many things look similar. Fake gold, real gold. Fake diamond, real diamond. They look similar. They are not same at all. So we have to be remaining careful. It is said in the Mahajana's words. In other words, great Mahajanas, holy scriptures, warn the sadhus, warning all the sadhus to become very careful. Especially the sadhus who are moving forward in the great path, in the higher path of God realizations, higher spiritual cultivations, divine cultivations, should be remaining careful. Meaning is don't be lethargic, don't be casual, don't be don't be taking excuses, don't become ignorant. Never take any excuses by saying, oh, I was ignorant. I remain ignorant, so it happened. Supreme Lord also gives you lights of intelligence. He has also equipped you with some basic lights, basic elements, realities of intelligence, some knowledge, sensitivity. Okay, he has given you some abilities to experience, at least to experience your life to some extent at least. So no excuses. Always no excuses saying, oh, I don't know what to do. That's why it happens. Supreme Lord also says, no. Apply your intelligence. Implement your intuitive intelligence. Be utilizing your natural intelligence given in your consciousness. Cultivate that intelligence and knowledge. Be more knowledgeable, divinely intelligent, divinely knowledgeable, and guide your life with higher divine lights. So then you'll be able to know how to make proper adjustment and how to avoid maladjustment, wrong compromises in the name of adjustment, proper adjustment. Proper adjustment means doing things in a very intelligent, expert way, smart way in the fields of spiritual cultivations, so that you are not always directly involved in fighting with the environment around you. I repeat, so that you are all directly fighting, directly involved in fighting and conflicting with all the environments around you. Because even if you want to fight the whole environment around you for truth and justice and all, you cannot always do it alone. Number two, you'll be wasting so much of your time and energy just by fighting with the environment, conflicting with the environment, but you cannot really change because we do not have sufficient abilities, potency to be changing the environments, rajosic, tamasic environments around us, into environment full of mode of goodness, filled with mode of goodness. Since our ability limited, to do that, therefore, it will be intelligent in that case to find out some ways or make some ways to be nicely avoiding, ignoring that kind of negative environment in one's spiritual life, in the life of spiritual cultivations. Simply learn the arts of smartly ignoring, avoiding, going away, running away from that sort of environment as much as possible, without directly being entangled, involved in any direct fights and conflicts, because maybe you are not prepared for that, to be fighting or conflicting with the material environment. It is oceanic, also oceanic nature. Better for you to be swimming and take the boat. Better for you to become expert swimmer, surfer on the top of the ocean waves. Surfer. And better to be finding out some nice boats, good ships, to take shelter in the ocean of, sometimes in the dangerous ocean of birth and death and material activities, sinful activities, in the form of sinful environments. Herein I am using the example of ocean in a bit negative way to clarify the facts. Sometimes ocean can also be very dangerous when you find yourself amidst the ocean without any shelter of boats or ships. Then you find yourself amidst the dangers, so shelterless. Any moment you're helplessly carried away by the waves, big waves. Any moment you can be drowning and eaten up by sharks and other things. So cold you will be dying. Okay. So the proper adjustment is this: while you are in the ocean, to be great surfer, if you can do it, on the top of the waves, with some necessary helping people around, or to be getting into nice boat, great ship, be in the shelter, then you can enjoy the majestic beauty and power of the ocean. Enjoy the beauty and the power of the ocean in connection with sun, in connection with moon, in connection with watery playful water. But if you are not in the proper shelter, cannot properly adjust with that oceanic environment, you are in trouble. See the difference between proper adjustment, properly adjusted ways of life, and maladjusted way, wrong compromising way. So one can be relishing the bathing in Ganga, Yamuna, and some other lakes. They are nice swimmer, proper swimmer, but if one doesn't know how to swim, either has to take some help of some floppy tube, tube plopped up to float on, or some boats, or some expert trainer of the swimmer, either has to take some help, or cannot enjoy bathing in, will be drowned, doesn't know how to swim. So has to accept properly adjusted ways to enjoy bathing, one who doesn't know swimming. Once somebody knows how to swim, then can be more self-dependent, can enjoy bathing, knowing that will not be drowned, not going to be drowned. Okay. Learning the proper ways of adjusting with the environment. In order to be bathing in a pond or lake or even ocean, be expert swimmer. Or if you are not expert swimmer, take the help of others who are expert swimmer, who can help you, or take the help of the boats or some tubes, fluffy tubes, so that you don't drown. Proper adjustment. You cannot do it, but trying to compromise in a wrong way, danger will come. Your life will be a danger. So, why I'm saying, giving you all these examples, again, to make it clearer how to do proper adjustments according to the environments and environmental situations, space, time, circumstances. Okay. Sometimes you cannot run away from the environment. Okay, no matter how rajasic and tamasic it is, no matter how much you dislike it, but realistically it's not possible to be totally running away, rejecting the association of the same environment you are living with because of some, obligations, social obligations, life obligations. Then, even in that case also, there is some smarter ways, expert ways of living in that environment, living with that environment, but at the same time not getting involved. I repeat, living with that environment, unfavorable nature, but not really getting involved with it or getting attached with that. Like the examples, there are certain type of fishes called pankal fish. They live inside the mud. But when they come out, they don't take any mud in their body. They have their skin secretes some sort of chemicals, ointment type, slippery cream type things. So, even though they are going through the mud, sticky mud, but the mud cannot stick on their body. So even living inside the mud, going through mud, not taking any mud on the body. We are advised to be living like that way. Like another example, the lotus leaves. Even if the water is there, it is living in touch with water. It doesn't take water in it. Tottering, all the water limits tottering. Doesn't really get attached. Or the lotus leaves don't get attached with the water, although living with water. See, so there are some expert ways to be living our life like that. I give you some other examples about how to be disconnecting with the destructive environments. Sometimes I do in my life when I'm engaged in speaking Harikatha from some Indian base, Indian mission, where I'm speaking Harikatha from some mission. Sometimes I prefer. Often I prefer to be speaking Harikatha rightly sitting in the temple open for the public. So, while I'm speaking Harikatha, live, Facebook live, sitting rightly sitting in front of the temple, this open space, although devotees become careful of not talking loudly, speaking loudly, or not making any noise, but still, after all, it's mission. So, lot of missionary activities, daily missionary activities going on. At the same time, I cannot be checking everything. I cannot be stopping all kinds of regular missionary activities all the time. Although devotees are respectfully trying to keep more quiet and make less noise, not speaking loudly because they know Maharajji, Srila Maharaj is speaking Harikatha now. Okay, he needs a more peaceful atmosphere. But still, because it's a mission, daily missionary activity, some sort of regular daily missionary activities going on, so everything cannot be stopped, like some ongoing construction work or other things, sounds. Malati Devidashi knows about that. So then, but at some point, sometimes when I'm not so conscious, not consciously making proper adjustment, then I feel little distracted by some of the environmental distractions, environmental stuffs happening around me while I'm speaking Harikatha. But at certain point, I just find the way just to be disconnecting with all those external happenings, external noises and all. And continue. Just be focused and continue with speaking Harikatha. Okay. Live Harikatha. Just disconnecting myself with all the environmental distractions. And I'm doing that. Sometimes the other day I was also giving the similar examples, same examples to the Berlin devotees when this similar type of issues came up. Often in India, while people are taking some bus rides or train rides, which are overcrowded often, some of the people are seen, didn't get any place to be sitting. Okay, they got no place for sitting, they're standing up, holding on to the handles of the train and bus. The whole surroundings overcrowded, full of noise and so many people and bad smell. Okay, all everywhere carbon dioxide. Although train is running, bus is running, too many people together, thickly. They're thickly standing or sitting very close to each other, overcrowded. And amidst this situation, some of the people are found holding the train's handle or bus handle and falling asleep. And they're falling asleep To that extent, sometimes snoring. Sometimes a little bit of snoring because they're enjoying sleep, holding the handle. Sometimes they are in little bit deeper, relatively deeper sleep while standing, not even sitting, standing and holding the handle. Sometimes they are so much into sleeping mode, their hands coming off the handle. Immediately they grab it back, or they were about to fall. How they can manage? See, in that kind of environment, is it sleeping environment? Is it a very peaceful sleeping environment? But somehow or other, those people discovered some ways, found out some ways to disconnect, to detach, disconnect from that environment. Some environment which is so unfavorable for sleeping, and they manage to get some sleep. I can give you other examples. People are working in some crowded place, people working with the computer. Although so much environmental distractions all around, okay, people passing by, walking by, somebody screaming, yelling, okay, car passing by. In India we see that. Okay, a lot of noise of focusing on the computer and just doing its job, focus. How they are doing? Just switching off. They have learned how to switch off from the external environment around them and be focused with their job. Sometimes some of the expert intelligent people are found to be doing several things together. They are carrying on, continuing to be doing their job in a focused way, detaching, switching off themselves from the external environment, and then they are able to be focused and doing their job nicely. Sometimes we also do the same while we are out. We are going out to reach a destination. On the way of reaching our destination, while we are still in the process of journey, okay, process of walking towards the destination. So in other words, on the way of reaching destination, sometimes besides from the sides of the roads can be some wild animals or some creatures or some birds. So we are not supposed to be distracted by them. Although unfavorable environments, while walking towards our destination, the roadside, we may find, sometimes we do find, different types of distractions. Even sometimes we may be faced with some wild animals or something unfavorable, disgusting. But if we simply get involved with fighting with them, conflicting with them, then we'll be so late or we cannot reach our destination. Intelligent people know how to ignore. They just ignore all these things. Here is some. Okay. It may not be happening so much in the West because it's more regulated, systematic. In some parts of India gets wild, or everything going on at the same time. All different things going on at the same time. Car, cycle, people all walking, going together. Hogs, the street dogs, hogs, and cows and all other different kinds of people, everything going together. A cosmopolitan type. So some other if it is taken in a favorable way, such as these examples are taken favorable way, we can say they are having some sort of some kind of peaceful coexistence going on together, who are not apparently, which cannot be apparently adjusted with each other very well, cannot be apparently relating to each other very well happily, but still going on together. In many of the villages, even in the towns, we find such type of crowds, such type of happenings. So many things happening together in a jumbled up ways. Wildly jumbled up ways. And people are managing. They have got such tolerant mind setup. Such type of mind setup of some sort of detachments. Okay? Although people are not liking to go through such environment, they are not liking to be associating in that way, but still they are managing to go through happily, nicely, being totally detached from the environment they really don't like, and going on, maintaining, somehow managing to stay happy and just not getting involved with all other stuffs happening in the environment beside, around them, or they don't like it, and managing to remain focused to their job, going through and reaching their destination and doing their job. They know the arts of switching off to relating to all other aspects of environment they really don't like. They're switching off, detaching themselves and passing through. Just becoming numb, kind of numb to all those, and remaining focused, and still managing to stay happy and going on, doing their job. Sometimes. So, take it easy way. He already told me beforehand. He has to leave at some point. So, yes. Hare Krishna. Sometimes what happens in the field of sports, world sports activity, the real sportsmen try to maintain their sportsman spirit, because these days the world sports became so intense, becomes around so much, earning money and prestige and respect. Most of the times, many of these sports do not always be continuing with sportsman spirit. They become real fight. They become, real conflicts, real fighting. Because every sportsman becomes so serious. They take everything seriously, become seriously sentimental, real fighting, because, even making one goal means so much money, so much honor and money. If they miss to make that goal, they are missing so much. Having monetary loss, prestige loss, monetary loss. So the people, the sportsmen become so serious these days. They cannot always remain with sportsman spirit. It becomes like world soccer or any type of world game become real fights when the foul play start. Real anger, real fight with real anger, okay? But they are not supposed to do it. They're supposed to avoid all this conflict with sportsman spirit, no matter how much opposition comes. See, while the common, ordinary sportsman cannot maintain detachment, cannot maintain a pure sportsman spirit with the stand of detachment, without, even though some foul play happening with him, opposition attacking, still maintaining some sort of stand of detachment, maintaining some sort of state of detachment, not being affected by all these, and remain focused to place the ball in the goal. That's the real aim. So, common sportsmen cannot do that. They often get involved, often get carried away by angers and fights, conflicts, foul plays. But besides them, the expert, the smarter sportsmen, they can still maintain some sportsman spirit. Okay? Even if some foul play is made to them by the opposition. I repeat, even if some foul plays made to them by the opposition, they get angry, get disturbed momentarily. But next moment they forget and they become more focused to the real purpose. Without becoming helplessly controlled by conflicting energy and holding, they remain focused to their main purpose, main job. Rather, they try to, as much as possible, the smarter sportsmen try to apply, try to implement outside dodge, inside dodge, outside dodge, inside dodge. Avoid the foul plays, okay, pulling the opposition, and they remain mainly focused to place the ball in the goal, not to get involved with the players of the opposition team because that's what they will try. That's how they're trying to do, to pull you out from your main aim. Okay, divert you from your main aim so that you cannot put the ball in goal. But the real smarter, more efficient, smarter sportsmen, they don't get pulled into conflicts. Okay. Because they know that's what they plan, that's what the opposition are planning. So they try to overcome it. They don't let themselves easily be getting involved or pulled into conflicts. They become more expert through dodges, their technical skills, become more skillful. Okay, different ways with outside dodge, inside dodge, or other different ways, and try to avoid the opposition's attack, direct attack, and finally place the ball in the goal. See? That's what the famous players do. Football players do. That way. Why am I giving all such examples? Despite of some negative environments, unfavorable environments we are living in, we have to live our life without choice sometimes. One can be smart enough, one can be very intelligent, can still be very intelligent, smart enough, develop some expertise, discover certain ways to be avoiding those negative effects, bad effects from the environment by expertly knowing how to be avoiding, expertly learning the arts of how to be ignoring the unfavorable stuffs from the environment, unfavorable influences, how to get detached, how not to get involved. We just switched off and find some way or make it to remain focused on your main job, to reach your main goal. That is also called another way, proper adjustment. The Guru Maharaj often said, you cannot always be trying to fight with the environment around you, okay, because you have to be living with. You cannot fully change the environment. If you could fully change, if you would have the ability to be changing the environment around you, okay, it would be so nice, well and good. You would have the ability to change an environment in a more favorable way, the way you want around you, it would be very nice. It would be great, but reality is that, practical reality is that you are not able, you cannot be always changing environment around you according to the way you wish, according to the way you like. And if you try, because you do not have so much ability, so if you try to be fighting away, be conflicting with the environment in order to change, you cannot do it properly. On one hand, you cannot be truly changing the environment because you do not have that much high ability, sufficient ability to do that. But what will happen? Much of your time, energy, much of your valuable time, energy will simply get wasted in that kind of useless fights, incompatible fights, useless fights, conflicts, because the negative environment around you is so huge, you cannot really bring about so much changes until and unless you become united with a big group, big team, you receive superior power, some superior ability, superior power and strength. You cannot just do on your own alone, fighting the whole environment alone. You will be wasting so much of your time and energy trying to bring some change in favorable way. At the same time, you cannot really bring much change. So better, intelligent, very intelligent way for you will be to learn the arts of avoiding, getting detached, from the effects of those negative environments around you. Be more situated, be more focused, situated in more positive ways, and you can find those higher ways, more efficient ways of the adjustment. Even when you are living in that kind of negative environment, unfavorable environment, it is possible. To learn the arts, you have to be learning the arts of higher living, higher kind of living. It is totally switched off, detached from ordinary type of mundane livings. At the same time, remains totally focused, determined to reach the goal, to attain the final goal, real goal of your life, which is so positive, so full of goodness and positive gain. So there are certain ways. There are such ways, or you can even be making such ways, okay, to stay more detached, non-involved, non-entangled with the unfavorable environments, its effects, even when you are living inside, even when you are living within it, with it, in it. Yes. So one can also have some proper type of adjustment accordingly. You are not really adjusting with the negative things, but you are adjusting yourself, attaching yourself towards the positive things, positive flow, positive energy, side of positive energy, such a way that you can stay detached. Keep yourself detached from the negative aspects of the, or negative flow of the energy of the environment. And this way you are making proper adjustment. Neither you are fighting with the environment, neither you are involved in fighting with the environment, nor being affected by the environment. There are certain arts to discover. And we all have to discover such arts while living on this mundane plane, mundane world, because mundane world is full of so many negative type of environments, negative stuffs. But we cannot be disheartened, cannot be truly disheartened, hopeless, or feel helpless, be pessimist. Why? Knowing that besides many negative things, bad things happening, also many good things happening. There is also a vast world of positive energy, positive sides, positive association, positive happenings. All you have to do, detach yourself as much as possible from the negative sides of the negative energy, negative flow of life, and attach yourself more with the positive sides, positive flow of the energy of life. And that's called proper adjustment. Then you can be living more happy, more successful life compared to others. Lord Krishna also advises that, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, by saying, try to be avoiding, ignoring negative stuffs, bad stuffs from your life, to rejection and eliminations, pratikulla vivarjanam. Try to stay away from your lifestyle that of in the mode of ignorance, in the mode of passion. Avoid it. Be more attached with the lifestyle in the mode of goodness. You can do that even when you are living within the mundane environment. You can be doing that. Even Lord Krishna, at some point, Lord Krishna even advised Arjuna to be fighting the enemies with detachment. How wonderful it is. Even while fighting the enemies, he said, the way Lord Krishna advised Arjuna, see, while you can be engaged in fighting your enemies, fighting the evil force, evil power, okay, engaged in destroying the evil power for the protection of good. I repeat, Lord Krishna told Arjuna, while you are fighting the evil in order to protect the good, do it as your holy duty. without being attached with your personal sentiments like enemies, like you're having your anger and enragement in relation to the enemies. Okay, while fighting, because it happens with the fighters, they become angry, they hate. During the fighting, they become engaged in hating the enemies, full of anger, despising them, be very aggressive. Okay, so don't do that. I don't like my flow get cut off. Anyway, so please do everything quietly. So even while you are fighting your bad enemies, some evil enemies, try to do it with certain mental state of equilibrium, a peaceful mental state, as much as possible for you, a peaceful state of detachment, just doing duty for duty's sake. Just doing your duty for duty's sake without feeling any personal grudge or anger or hatred, even towards your enemies, which you are fighting. Just you are doing it, just do it mechanical way. Do it mechanical way without your personal mental involvement, personal sentimental involvement with your enemies. Then you are fighting in the mode of goodness. Then no sin will touch. Because you are fighting the evil, you are simply fighting the evil to protect the good by my order, under my direction, divine direction and order. Okay, because giving protection to the good is very, very important. When the good survives, when the good remains protected, it becomes so much beneficial for so many lives, so many beings, whole environment, whole world, whole universe. But when the evil continues to overpower, when the evil continues to be overpowering, controlling things, it is so destructive. It destroys everything through cruelty, extreme cruel acts, okay, extremely malicious cruel acts. So evil has no place to live in. I have created this earth, okay, I have created this universe mostly for the living of the good, not the evil. Although to have comparative experiences of life, also I have allowed them, given some license, allowed them a passive way for some evil to be staying, to be living, to be active, because of the giving you all comparative experiences of good and bad, good and bad, good and evil. See, if you do not have comparative experiences, then you do not even realize, do not even experience a good can be how good. How a good is really so good, much better and best compared to the evil, bad side. So in order to give you the comparative experience and realizations about the higher good of life, how higher good it is, how great wealth and how valuable it is in our life, some scope of bad things should also be there. Only for that reason, there has been some scope for these bad things, evil things to live in also. But my real aim, my my real, but my soul principles, higher principles, and my true purpose is always to protect the good against evil. Now, O Arjuna, now under my direct direction, under my direct order and directions, you engage in this holy war to fight the evil, to protect the good, and you must try to be doing it without your personal sentimental involvement in this war, like hating, despising, getting very angry with your enemies, and being pulled by them with some, into some nasty conflicts, with nasty feelings of anger, this and that. No. Don't get involved. Without getting involved, the personal, sentimentalism, or egos, simply be fighting, simply be fighting the evil for the protection of good, like doing your duty for duty's sake. Just be doing your duty from a detached stand for duty's sake only, under my order. So while you can be fighting in such a way, no sin will touch you, no karma, no sinful karma will touch you. In other words, you won't be involved with any sinful karmic results. Won't get involved with any sinful karmic reactions due to fighting. Such fight. See, back to the point. So Lord Krishna also taught Arjuna, even in the war field, how to make proper adjustment. How to efficiently, intelligently deal with such negative environment in the battlefield, war field. And also in other places of Bhagavad Gita, it has been one of the main instructions of Lord Krishna, main directions of Lord Krishna. Simply be expert and smart to be avoiding, eliminating the bad stops, bad association, and accepting, embracing the good association, good positive energy, and go ahead in your life with more and more advancement, achievement, and finally reach highest ambrosial goal of you, the highest ambrosial goal, which is attaining me, attaining eternal shelter, under my guardianship, attaining the all-fulfilling shelter of your life with me. So therefore, there are ways. So as much as our motto, our principle should be rejecting the unfavorable association, rejecting all unfavorable stuffs from the environments evil things from the environments as much as possible, while it is not being possible that I cannot be really truly going away from such bad mundane association of the environment, cannot be fully rejecting because I am obliged by situation, I am being obliged to be living with them. In that case, there are certain expert internal ways, internal ways or some efficient subjective ways rather than the external objective ways to switch off yourself, detach yourself from all the negative stuffs, negative association, while externally, apparently you are living with them. And that's how devotees can be living their spiritual life. It's possible. You have to learn the arts.
When I'm in association, benefit from my I would be afraid.
Surely, yes. That's the positive ways of adjustment. That's the positive ways of true adjustment. So you have to have that confidence in you that you have already got some holy power, sattvic power in you, becoming the devotee of Lord Krishna. So the power of your own goodness will also be touching them, affecting those people, and help them to come up, help them to be more uplifted rather than you will go down, rather than you will be overcome, affected by them, overcome by their influence and go down. Rather you will become lifter, the lifter of them, helping them, helping their upliftment. Okay. Yes, so they can be benefited by your association. So to have that confidence in you of your higher power, higher ability in you in the mode of goodness. Okay, due to be living in Krishna consciousness, you can be rather helpful to those people. But at the same time, when you feel, oh, I am not, okay, by giving some of my power, holy power to them, I have lost some. So now I do not have much capital in me. I feel like if I am continuing myself for a long time in the association, their effect will also be affecting me. Then in that case, better come away. Okay, or you switch up yourself. So it's depending on your own ability, on your own sincere ability, truthful judgment, assessment about your own ability, how much you can help them and how much you should remain protected from them. How much you can help them to be doing right, to be affecting them, how much you can help them to be affecting them in a more positive way with your positive energy, and how much, which situation you are not being really able to help them, rather you should be protected from their effects. So you have to understand, you have to be open. So you have to be very wakeful about judging, assessing your own standard of ability. Okay? What to do, when, where to start and where to stop. Where to start, how much to go and where to stop in a balanced way, just according to your ability. Then it is also called proper adjustment.
His experiences while doing this kind of like influencing people, one should not expect any big results immediately. It's sort of like very slow, step by step.
True. But still, planting the seeds also a big job. Still starting to be planting the seeds, making some groundwork is a great work, very, very beneficial work. Some of those seeds will be sprouted. Some of those seeds which are already sown, planted, will be sprouting nicely. Some of the seeds will be sprouting in average way, not so nicely, not so bad way. Where some of them will not be sprouting at all, depending on their individual and collective fates of the jiva souls, collective fates of those jivas. But the activity, the very activity of sowing the seeds, planting the seeds, are greatly holy, truly holy one, very helpful. That's a great part of the preaching activities. Therefore, preaching is required. Preaching, propagation of Krishna consciousness is very much required. It all starts with the very fundamental level, basic level, ground level of just with planting the seeds, sowing the seeds. And thereafter trying to take care of the seeds which are already planted in the ground so that they sprout nicely. That is called cultivation, process of cultivation. So we, the Krishna devotees, are very responsible people. We, the devotees of Krishna, must be responsible type, having higher holy responsibilities, not only to be doing good to myself, ourselves, but also to be doing good to others with all pure well wishes and actions, our pure well wishes and our activities. Okay. Any further query? Oh, it is 10:35, almost 10:40.
He reminded that he does not know exactly the quoting of the verse, like when you were mentioning. And in this verse it says, if you fight only for fight itself. So in this way he will be like engaged in fight very well, but also like without
any personal grudge, sentiments, exactly. That's what Lord Krishna advised Arjuna through some verse. So, I have to remember, you can find out that verse from Bhagavad Gita. Right now I don't remember in particular, but I know there's several verses. At least a couple of verses are there. Krishna was clearly instructing Arjuna to do that. The last line of one of the verses is Nimitta matrang bhavashabba shachin. Nimitta matrang bhavashabba shachin. Oh Shabbashachi Arjuna, you simply become instrumental. I am doing everything. Everything is actually being done by me. You simply become instrumental to carry out my order, to carry out my purpose, carry out my, actions meant for protecting the good against evil. Nimitta matrang bhavashabba shachin. Simply be instrumental in doing it. One of the verses is that Yashanaham, yes I remember now, one of the verses. Yashanaham krito bhavo buddhir yashanalipate hatva vishin imal lokam na hanti na nibaddhate. Bhagavad Gita, find it out. Starting with Yasya, Y-A-S-Y-A. Please look through the index, verse index. First line starting with Yasya, Y-A-S-Y-A. Yasya Naham. Yes, that one. Yes, you can read out the translation. One of the verses. Somewhat like Mahakalo, Mahakalo. Only, Mahakalo means eternal time. Although Mahakalo is destroying everything, as Mahakalo also creating everything, helping to be creating everything. Mahakalo in this context, I am using the term Mahakalo as time, eternal time. So not only as destructive principle, but also some principle which accommodates, which helps to have creation in its lap. Mahakalo. So Mahakalo, in other words, eternal time. Although engaged in killing everything, destroying everything, but still Mahakalo never gets involved in any sinful activities or any reaction. Because that's the way it is. That's the way it should be. That's the way it's supposed to be. Creation, maintenance, annihilation. Again, creation or birth, maintenance, annihilation. Again, birth, maintenance, annihilation. That's the way everything is going on in cyclic order. So from that absolute stand, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it should be on this mundane plane. That's how it should be happening in this mundane plane. I'm not talking about transcendental plane. So, no sin, because of destroying so much unendingly, no sin actually touches on Mahakala. For those who become, I repeat, those who can become totally a detached fighter, with total detachment, just going on like instrumental in a mechanical way, only like for the sake of duty, to get the job done, in order to protect the good against evil. No sin touches them. Rather, that becomes considered as virtuous activities. Consider virtuous activities, meritorious activities, because it is killing the evil to protect the good. Killing the evil, destroying the evil is considered a virtuous activity. Because offending the evil is not offense. It is called holy defense. Yes. Offending the offense, offending the evil is not an offense, a sinful activity. It is considered rather virtuous activity, because it is defending the good. All right. Answering one question properly, taking long time, but I am happy, I am satisfied that it is answered thoroughly. All right, so chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, put Hari Katha to rest.